Territories Wild with Tom Miranda is presented by Mathews Archery. For the average bow hunter, traveling overseas in pursuit of big game is out of the question. Then there are those who constantly seek new challenges and adventure. The dream of hunting a new continent turns into a goal.
Greedo sidebacks right there.
And achieving that goal becomes a passion. Until one day, that hunter's dreams are realized. Not all dreams come true, but those who take action to turn their dreams into reality, those hunters are successful hunters.
Alaskan brown bear. Unbelievable.
We hear a pretty nice one over here roaring. We haven't seen him yet. Fog's rolled in the valley. It's kind of nice.
Adventure bow hunter Tom Miranda has traveled to Chile in pursuit of a huge red deer stag. Tom is hunting with friend and outfitter Gonzalo Jambi of Cerro Indio Safaris. Although the team has hunted together many times in Argentina for numerous species, this is the first time they'll be hiking the Western Andes and traversing the steep, wet mountains of South America's Pacific coast.
A wallow right here. You can see it doesn't take much. Just a little lay of water. Just happens to be in the right place. A stag gets down here off the high peaks down into this low area. This place here just is special to him, and so he wallows in it. It's just mud everywhere. Looks like they're using it every day. Just coming up this side of the valley. The stag's on the other side. He was moving down, and then there's two hinds with him, or females. And he turned around and he's going up. You can see there's another road on the other side. It's really a nice one. It's a great Andes stag.
We come to the Andes, the Chile side, and what we call Patagonia. And we come and, yes, mainly for the red stag. Bow hunting is great. We come in the rat season, that's end of March, beginning of April, and it's really exciting. Spot and stalk those stags with bow.
Well, I'm here at the lodge in Patagonia, Chile, and I'm going to take a few practice shots. Just a beautiful place, actually a big log house. The electricity here is supplied by a water turbine. There's a stream that runs out of the Andes Mountains down through here. They run a pipe from the stream to run a turbine, so they have electric, because we are literally in the middle of nowhere. But I've got a couple of my new Black Eagle Spartan arrows. I've got the Rage Practice tips on the end. I've also got my ape tails with the igniter lighted nocks. I've got them lit here just to show you. Look how beautiful it is out here. How would you like to have that in your backyard? It's a giant volcano out there. The owner of the lodge here says that it last erupted, a major eruption, in 1968. Big, beautiful lake. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous place here in the Andes Mountains. You know, Patagonia is one of those dream come true destinations. When you're an adventure bow hunter, those are the type of places you look for. I've actually got a new sight on my bow for this trip. This is the IQ Pro Hunter sight. You can see it's got two fixed pins and it's got a rover pin on the bottom, and I've got a 40, 50, 60. Typically I've got a 7-pin sight, and you're constantly trying to sort out, you know, your 40, 50s. On the longer shots, this is going to make it a lot nicer.
The red deer is the 4th largest deer species behind moose, elk, and sambar deer. It's had a relatively adverse effect on the South American ecosystem and native species since being introduced. Mathews Territories Wild with Tom Miranda is presented by Cuddy Back Digital, more deer, fewer blanks. Bill Jordan's Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors. Nikon, trust earned. Nikon. Rage, leading the evolution in lethal technology. Superslam.org, home of the amazing Superslam Big Game Raffle. And by Mathews Archery.
I've done quite a bit of red stag hunting in New Zealand, and they have some really nice stags there. How can you compare these Chilean red stags to like what you might shoot in New Zealand?
Here we can expect to find big stags, talking about 350 or 400 score SCI. The good thing is that they are free-ranging, so that's what we are looking for, or what we call about 16 points, 20 points stags.
With this warm weather, they're probably going to move late tonight. Hopefully they'll give us some roaring.
As I say, rutting conditions, roaring, they are not very active because of this very warm weather at this time. Usually it gets cold, very cold at this time. It's March, it's now our fall in Chile. We will try hard.
Adventure bow hunter Tom Miranda has traveled to Chile in pursuit of a huge Chilean stag. Together with guide and outfitter Gonzalo Jambi of Cerro Indio Safaris, the team has had no problem locating the vocal beasts.
Pretty nice. Not a big one, but he had branches in his antlers. We're just walking this back trail and we heard him. He come right around to us. Right up here's the branch that was in his antlers, right here. Just down in here. Just shredding these trees. Rut. It's the rut, and it's a good time to be in Chile.
Well, the closer it got to evening, the more the stag started roaring, and we had a stag along this mountainside that was really sounding off. He would roar, a minute later he'd roar again, he would roar loud, he'd roar deep, he sounded like a really good one. When we got up in this trail and we started slipping closer and closer, and then another one started roaring, and then another one started roaring, so we had 3 stags roaring. There's a lot of times when you don't know what to do because there's so much going on, it's sensory overload. I knew there was a stag probably going to come out to drink, and we were along the stream, and I thought that was going to be the best case scenario.
has the longest country in the world, with the Andes mountain range expanding the entire length of the country. Adventure bow hunter Tom Miranda is pinned down near a natural watering hole in the Chilean Andes. Together with guide Gonzalo Jambi, the team has stalked within range of 3 roaring red stags.
There's no question that hunting on the ground, spot and stalk, is much more difficult than tree stand hunting or blind hunting. Not only are you out in the open, you always have to move, and you have to really calculate the movements. If you can see the animal can easily see you. And so there's a lot of things that you have to think about, and you're constantly trying to move your position to get closer and closer to the roaring red deer. One of the neat things about hunting in the roar is that when one stag sounds off, many times another one will answer. And if you get quite a few stags in a valley and they all start roaring, it can just be really exciting because they're talking to each other. Many times they're moving towards each other. And when you're trying to hunt, it's just almost a sensory overload. You really don't know which one to go after because you really can't tell how big their antlers are by the sound they're making. So often you go for the closer one, or you go for the one that you think you can get into a position before he comes out of the brush and into the open.
Pretty nice right here, a historical rub. It's just right on the edge of a little open area. Thick Andes Mountains brush on this side. You can see this older tree where they've rubbed years before, broke it off. There's fresh gouges in the tree right here. Typically what you're going to do on a hunt like this is you're going to find yourself a shady spot and you're going to try to get the wind right. And then you're just going to try to glass and look and listen, mainly listen. Because if you can hear a stag roaring fairly close and you know the wind direction, or at least if you know what the thermals are doing, then you can get around and get in position. And that's the whole key.
Chile is the 5th largest exporter of wine in the world, and it's home to over 100 different wineries. Mathews Territories Wild with Tom Miranda is presented by Shields, where your retail adventure begins. Browning Hills Canyon, see you there. IQ Bowsight, shoot longer distances and tighter groups. Igniter Lighted Nocks, the best lighted nocks, period. Weeby Knives, wicked sharp. And by Mathews Archery. Adventure bow hunter Tom Miranda has traveled to Chile in pursuit of a huge red deer stag. Accompanied by Argentinian native guide and outfitter Gonzalo Jambi, the team has had no trouble getting close. But finding a huge stag and getting him to bow range has proven to be a challenge.
The coolest thing about spot and stalk hunting is it's a cat and mouse game. You hear the stag roar and you move. And it's that back and forth thing that makes it so exciting.
Here he comes back.
Everything has to be just right. If you're in a situation where the animal is on his way to you and you can see him coming and get set up, then that's the best case scenario. Because if you can have him walk into you and you've got good wind, you're probably going to get an opportunity. That was our Chilean stag right there. 12 yards maybe. I was gonna shoot. My cameraman, Josh, pulled me off because he was blocked by this stump. Stag takes 3 more steps and stops right behind the stump because he's straight downwind of us at that point. It's evening, wind's blowing down. Just locks up, looks right at us. I have no shot. All I can see is his head and his antlers from my point of view. And he turns and runs, and that's it. What'd we do wrong?
Nothing. That was perfect, sir. That was very, very close.
Oh my goodness. It was a great stag too, huh?
Yeah, it was big.
And one of the cool things about all this, besides the chess game of spot and stalk, is the fact that you don't know how big they are from the roar. Last night we had that one come into the water. We hear this thing roar, 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 loud, deep, and he comes out and he's not what we're looking for.
That's hunting.
Pretty crazy. Knuckle me, man. Win. Good try. I just kissed the arrow, so it's gonna be good luck next time.
Okay, we keep going tomorrow.
All right, Gonzalo.
You know, with a rifle, we could have ended our hunt every day. But with a bow, there's so many things that go into the hunt. You know, you've got to get the wind right. You've got to be patient. You've got to be able to stalk into range or have the animal walk into range. And when you're trying to film it, you're trying to get everything right. You realize that there's more to bow hunting than the kill. There's more to bow hunting than gripping those antlers. It's just the fact that you are a bow hunter and that you did try to make the hunt as tough as you could. And it gives me a great opportunity. Now I can go back.